How's it going with the tour these days? You're not playing at this moment?
The tour starts on Wednesday in Winnipeg, so we're just getting ready for it.
And then you're going to make your way up to Halifax, Nova Scotia?
Yep.
And then after that, where are you playing?
Well, the tour ends, so we'll probably start doing the next record, pushing the next record. We're finished the next record, but we'll probably start with press tours for it, et cetera, et cetera.
You're going to appear on Broken Teeth's next album. How's the collaboration with that?
I met him 6 years ago in Austin, and I was a fan of Dangerous Toys back in the day. And, I met Jason McMaster about 6 years ago in Austin. We were on tour with Turbo Negro, and I was a fan. He introduced himself to me. I was a fan of Dangerous Toys back in the day. And since then, we've just kept in touch. When he asked me to sing on this new record, and I jumped at it. I'm a big fan of Broken Teeth.
You got to sing with Motorhead or share the stage. How was that?
I've done it 15 times. We went on tour with them last year, 2008, in the fall of 2008, in the UK and Germany. Before that, I sang with them in France, Germany, Sweden, and then I got to sing with them again in Toronto just last fall. So it's around 15 or 16 times I've been up on stage with Motorhead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, Motorhead's a big legendary name, and also you're playing. I seen a Gibson Explorer, a white one. What year is that model? No, I don't think they make them anymore. The white ones like you got. Is it the '84 model?
To be honest with you, I don't really know. That one is in Europe right now. I don't really play it at home.
Is it an older model?
No, actually, it's just a few years old. I got that from someone who worked at Gibson in Germany. He gave it to me because he knew I wanted a white Explorer. So I got that I got that last year.
That's an awesome guitar you got. You got an extraordinary guitar sound. Like, what do you use for amps and effects, basically, to get that tone?
I use usually I use like a 50 watt or 100 watt high watt head, and I just use a Charlie Sexton Sex Drive pedal.
And that gives you that sound. Wow.
Yeah, the sound. I mean, the tone of the guitar. The sound of the guitar is from the head and the pedals, but really the tone is from the guitarist's hands, really.
You got a career going on since 1996. When you first started, you know, the scene was interesting, and now what do you think of the scene? You know, with the internet evolving big, Danko Jones is, you know, on the internet, and everybody's downloading you and this and that.
Well, I mean,
how's it going?
I mean, in terms of downloading, I really could give a shit. I'm just glad people are hearing the music, and that's an old topic. I mean, the only time I ever talk about downloading is in Canada. No one really talks about it anywhere else. It's not a real big issue. It's what it is. I mean, in terms of comparing how it used to be in '96 to today, I think the scene is a little more wider, but it's a little more thinner. I think people in Canada are very, very judgmental, and they're very exclusionary, and it just kind of reflects on the audiences and the bands itself. I find a lot of the attention that is given to bands who do not sound past, or who are not higher than a 6 on a volume knob. Like, if you go anything past 6 on your volume knob as a band, then you're seen as something as lowbrow music. It's just kind of stupid music the louder you get. That's what I've noticed.
Do you find that your videos, because you got like 15 singles out, or maybe more, that's a big part of Danko Jones, acting in the videos and doing that? I'm sure it takes time.
I hate that shit. I love it when a video is just a shot of, like, if you could shoot a video of us from like live footage or just us playing in a room, those are the videos I like. Or a video where we're not even in it, or you could use whatever's already been shot, or photos, or anything like that. where I don't have to show up on set at 6 in the morning to be ready for 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, where I don't have to fucking sit in makeup for fucking 15 hours, then I'm happy. All the videos where I had to fucking quote-unquote act, some of them turned out really good, but it's just a big pain in the ass for me. I hate that shit. I just want to play.
To change the subject, you're going to be playing in Halifax, Nova Scotia. When's the last time you played there in the East Coast?
You know, I'm really good with remembering dates concerning the band and timelines and everything, but I cannot remember the last time we played in Halifax was probably in 2002.
And in 2002,
I think,
if I'm correct, you opened for Rolling Stones.
Yeah, we did that. 2002, we opened up for the Stones, but the Halifax gig, if I'm correct, had to happen between September and October of 2002. Well, I mean, this tour is going to be really exciting for us. I mean, it's Guns N' Roses and Sebastian Bach, and it's across Canada, and it's a big tour, big arenas, et cetera, and it's a kind of tour that, you know, that's why we're in this band, man. I'm in this band to play to as many people as possible, and to do it in our home country is something that for us is very rare. We don't tour Canada very much. I actually did a tally the other day of since 2001, we've toured Canada on tours. We've been across Canada 4 times. We've done 22 European tours since 2001. Yeah, it's I mean, I'd love to tour Canada more, but we go where we're wanted, you know. That's good business. I mean, it's just practical common sense, you know.
Right.
So if Europe wants us, where, you know, it's far off and it's a long way from home and it's exciting, of course we're going to go, man. We love that kind of stuff. That's why we're in a band. We're in a band to tour, you know. We're not in a band to play, you know, an hour from home. We're in a band to play like fucking 2 days from home and fucking 10,000 miles away from home. So it's what in exchange for that, we've become our profile has really gone down in Canada, but our profile has gone up everywhere else. You know, it's helped us get this tour, for God's sakes, you know, and we're happy for it. I think if we only toured Canada constantly, we would never have gotten this tour.
Because it makes something different. Because you're not playing Canada now, you're wanted back.
Well, we're actually wanted by Guns N' Roses. It's really not it's not from a Canadian end that we got this tour, to be honest with you. We're on the Guns N' Roses Sebastian Bach tour because of Guns N' Roses, not because of being Canadian or because, you know, there's someone in Canada or people in Canada that were rooting for us to be on this tour. I'm not talking bad about Canada. I'm just stating the facts. You know, the Guns N' Roses camp have been very nice to us, and we're on this tour because of them.
How's Axl Rose with you? You've met him, I'm sure, in the past?
No, I have not. I have yet to meet Axl.
Okay.
I haven't met Axl. I've met Dizzy, and I've met Bumblefoot. Really nice guys. And I've met a few of the Guns N' Roses entourage and the crew and stuff. And so far, everybody's been super cool with us. You know, so it's on a good start.
Going to your influences, who's your main influences as a guitar player?
As a guitar player, my favorite guitar player is Billy Gibbons. Billy Gibbons, I'd say Dennis D'Amour, a.k.a. Piggy from Voivod, Dwayne Dennison from the Jesus Lizard, James Hetfield, Dave Mustaine, you know, the twin leads of Thin Lizzy, that kind of stuff.
Did you practice a lot when you were a younger age to play the guitar? No.
Once I learned how to play a power chord, that's all I knew. I knew that's all I needed to learn. I really find that power chords are all you really need if you want to play rock and roll. I didn't want to play metal because I knew I didn't have the chops. So I knew my limitations right off the bat. But I knew I could play rock, and I knew I could do it well, and I knew that was my favorite form of music. I love metal, but it's because I can't play it that I appreciate it so much.
What do you think of Megadeth's new album, Endgame?
Personally, I don't think it's that great. I think the album they put out a couple of albums ago, I can't remember the title of it right here, but It was basically the album that he returned
The-
with after he had his arm injury.
The System
That
had
album
failed.
is really good.
The System
The
had
System
failed.
Has Failed. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, The System Has Failed is a great album.
Yeah. And what do you think of Metallica's new release?
I thought it was a really great album.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing, actually.
Metallica pushed
thought
it
it was-
back.
Yeah, I thought a lot. The people who shat on Death Magnetic were just people who really can't take a step back and look at the songs. They're comparing it to songs like Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets, which are albums that have had 20 years for people to live with. And you want to listen to a new Metallica album the way I first heard Master of Puppets, with fresh ears. And that's how I listened to Death Magnetic, and it blew me away.
When are you going to be releasing your next album?
Well, we actually put out a couple of albums last year, 2009. We put out a record in 2008 called Never Too Loud.
Correct.
Then in Europe, we put out an album called B-Sides, which were 27 tracks of just like unreleased B-side material. And we did a 7-week European tour for that last spring. And in Canada, we put out a greatest hits album, and I think about 13 people bought them, and I think 2 of those people were my parents. But the new studio album is pretty much finished, and I think it's going to get remastered, actually, because someone doesn't like the last mastering. But it's basically done, and it'll be out in May.
And how many videos are you going to be doing for this one?
We don't know. We're working on the first one right now.
And then you're going to be acting in them.
Hopefully not. The idea I had, it would just be us in a room playing. I hate acting in videos. I don't mind acting, but I don't like acting. I don't like videos. I think acting is fine, but acting in music videos is kind of lame.
You're doing a good job regardless, so just keep up the great work.
Thanks a lot.
Danko Jones.